guys, it's Nolan Ralston with Wapsie Bottom Outdoors, Keep Strutting Custom Calls. I've had a few people lately asking to maybe put together a video on how to mouth call. I'm not a pro by any means, but it's something that I've spent a lot of time since I was a little kid trying to get good at. A lot of people put a diaphragm in their mouth and they cannot stand it. They're ready to puke, they're gagging. It all depends on how big your palate or the roof of your mouth is. And when I get a call in the mail, the first thing I do is I trim at least an eighth of an inch off the outside of that tape. A regular stock call is too big for the palate of my mouth, and once I trim that eighth off, it seems to fit up in the roof of my mouth better, and I can direct my air through it a lot better. If you put a call in your mouth and you feel like it's just too big and you got air coming through the sides and you got air coming through the bottom and it sounds like you're not channeling that air through that palate that you need to get those reeds to move like they should. So give a little trim to your calls and take a little at a time. You can't put more back on, obviously, but if you take a little at a time until you get comfortable to where that call feels like it fits well in the roof of your mouth, I think that's going to help you a lot more. That's just a little tip, I guess, that I've shared with people, and it seems to help. The other thing is that metal piece in there is most of the time it's metal, and they come flat as a pancake. But if you take that out of the package and you give it just a little bend, I mean, not a lot, just a little, because if you bend it too much, it's going to mess with those reeds and the performance of the call. But if you can bend those a little bit, that also helps it kind of get to the shape of the roof of your mouth, and I think you're gonna notice a difference in how that call feels in your mouth, and the sound you can produce with that call as well. So when I put this call in the roof of my mouth, you're forcing air over top of the call, which gets these reeds to vibrate on top. If you have air going anywhere else, it's going to hinder how the call sounds, or even if you get any noise out of it at all. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm just going to make a noise. So that's pushing the call up against the roof of my mouth, and my tongue is pushing up on the bottom of those reeds. What I tell everybody is, first you got to make a noise on the call, and once you can start making noises on the call, whether it be anything, just blowing air through it and getting the reeds to break, you're already heading in the right direction. So when you get to that point and you want to make a yelp, right, wrong, or indifferent, when I yelp, I kind of make it almost sounds to me like I'm saying hep, 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 and I'm using a lot of my diaphragm too while I'm doing that. So hep, 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 hep. It sounds stupid, but when I put the call in my mouth and take the voice out of it, this is what it sounds like. The next thing I can try to explain is cutting. So cutting is just a real sharp pop, 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 pop. And if you watch a hen when she cuts, her mouth is just pop, 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 pop. And honestly, it's kind of like Scott Trinan's Bad Grammar video where he talks about how a goose's mouth, what they do, and that's kind of how you have to call as well. So it's opening and shutting, and you're cutting that air off as fast as you possibly can so it doesn't run out. Otherwise you're not going to get those sharp cuts. So like if I were to not cut it off fast, this is what it would sound like. But if I pop my tongue shut and I cut that air off to form these sharp if you notice, my mouth is opening and closing every time I do that, just like a hen turkey would. And I'm also cutting that air off. Pop, 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 pop. If you can start off slow and just develop a that sharpness, you can work on your speed later, but just get that sharp popping down as a cut, and the speed will come later, the more you practice. In my mind, all you really need to kill a turkey is some good yelps and some soft yelps. The closer that bird gets, the softer you want to get. So there's a little basic how-to video, I guess. Like I said, it is such a hard thing for me to explain to people. Give those things a try. I might have sounded like an idiot during this video, but like I said, I've had some of my little brother's friends ask. I've had older people ask that just have never been able to do it. And I wanted to try, I guess, to put a video out there that might help somebody. Thank you. Good luck this season.